Ladies and gentlemen.
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 Can I please have your attention?
Right now, showtime. Are you ready? Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, set, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn ready, sit back, relax, because it's about time for Chatting with George Noonan. Oh, yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back. I am making my second attempt at calling Sharin. We did a podcast earlier and something weird happened, so we have to do it again. I probably didn't have to tell you that, but I'm about to full disclosure, so let's give Sharin a call. Do. Hopefully she answers.
Hello there.
What's up, Doc? How are you? Are you there? Can you hear me?
There you are.
Oh,
Can
sorry.
you hear me now?
You're like a built-in commercial. That's great. Sharon, I'm sorry I kept you waiting. It's been so long since I've done a podcast. I was forgetting the main piece that hooks up the phone to the recorder, and and that's why I was supposed to. I started at 1:15. I should have been ready, but that's my fault. I do appreciate you coming back. I explained a little bit why we're doing this the second time. And
Round two.
Yes, round two. But the good news is that I was able to salvage some of it, most of it, the first one, and maybe at some point a lost tapes will be released or something.
Oh, geez.
So I was I led with what's up, Doc. You probably didn't hear it, but I was going to ask you real quick to explain why you are a doctor of sorts.
Doctor of Oriental Medicine. So I'm an acupuncture physician, a Chinese herbalist. I'm also a homeopath and a certified hypnotherapist.
Whoa, you're a doctor of doctorates.
I do the things.
You do the things. Now you just finished up. Were you sticking pins in people today, or is it something else?
I stuck pins in people today.
Nice.
Yep, today was a stabbing day. Only stabbings happened today here at the office.
That's good. That legal stabbings, I hope, because this could get you in trouble.
Legal stabbings, yep. And they pay me to do it.
Whoa.
So that's pretty cool.
It's a great gig if you can get it.
Actually, today was amazing. Today, not to be serious, but
already?
once in a blue moon, we have to. I know. No, today was a great day. I had a lot of people come back in, just feeling really good and grateful, and very grateful, and for what I do for them, how I help them. And so I got a little bit of an ego today. Today I'm feeling pretty good.
All right, we have Ego Sharon. I like that. I mean, the other Sharon was pretty fun, but Ego Sharon could probably be a little more fun. That's going to be good. It's going to be good.
I might be cocky. I don't know.
No, that's fine. Be arrogant, be cocky, whatever. Just don't be humble. Tell it like it is. Now,
yeah, it's a tough year, man, and for people to come in and have hope and gratitude, it's nice.
Yeah. Now, how often is this just the Christmas spirit talking, or do you usually get people like this, or are they few and far between? The accolades, the accolades. I'm sorry. That was a long question.
No, I mean, we get it a lot.
Yeah.
We get it a lot. It's not a thankless job. People love feeling better, whether it's physically, emotionally, psychospiritually. People love to feel better. And fortunately, they like to tell me when they feel better, which keeps me wanting to do what I do. So it's just happened to be one of those days where a lot of people were coming in saying thank you.
Well, that's great. Now, without giving names or anything, what did you do for the person who gave you the accolades today?
Actually, I treat a lot of families. So I treat mom, dad, and all the kids. And today, one of the dads, if you will, of the family came in for himself, but the accolades came from, I have been treating his 9-year-old for about 6 weeks now. And he broke down in tears just telling me how much better she's doing.
You sure it wasn't the stabbing?
I'm certain it was before the stabbing.
Okay, good.
And he was very grateful that his daughter is doing so much better. So.
Can you get in? Well, you probably can't. I won't even ask.
Can't.
No, I know. It's the oath. Now, did you have to take an oath? That does apply to you, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm official.
That's right. You're official. Now, the last time we talked was before Thanksgiving, and you I forget exactly what you were going through to prepare that meal, but do you remember what it was you were all
I don't know.
anxious
what was
about?
I doing?
You were worried about something. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, we ended up having ham.
Oh, instead of turkey, okay.
Yep. We had ham. Well, we had a turkey breast for my husband. I don't like turkey.
Uh-huh.
So we had ham. I'm not sure what we were talking about. But we're having ham again next week
Yes.
because it's Christmas.
Right. We only get together at holidays, apparently. Now, what are you doing for? I know you're in Florida, so you pretty much all rules are off the table as far as COVID goes. But what
Except in my house.
Florida, man. No, that's true. You are. How are you dealing with that at the office? Are people do you let people in without masks, or do you require
No.
they have
everyone has to be masked. Yep.
And they
the
abide?
whole time you're here. Oh yeah.
No problems with people abiding?
No, not with my people. I'm living in a COVID bubble still because I do work with a lot of autoimmune, immune compromised folks. And I live in a COVID bubble, so no one's going to be coming over for Christmas.
Would you normally have people over? How many people would you on a regular Christmas have over your house?
So regular Christmases, I come up
Regular.
to your area of the woods.
You do?
I'm never here for Christmas. Nope.
You're doing it wrong. You're supposed to go to Florida for Christmas. That's the.
No, we come up to you.
You go away from the snow, Sharon. You're doing it wrong.
I know. Only once in 16 years of living here, only one other time did we spend Christmas in Florida.
Wow.
Yep. So this is weird.
You basically go up to see family, I'm assuming, and friends, obviously, but to spend how. Let me ask you this: when you do come here for Christmas, how long do you stay? When do you get here? When do you leave? Usually.
We're usually there somewhere between 10 and 13 days.
Oh, okay. That's a good amount of time.
As I've gotten older and less cold tolerant, it gets shorter and shorter.
That's fair. Now, do you stay do you parlay it into New Year's as well, or are you home before then?
Honestly, it just depends on the year and what day the holidays all kind of fall on.
Yeah.
So I typically do not like to be out of the office 2 Saturdays in a row.
Okay.
So depending on what the calendar looks like is what determines our trip.
Nice. Would you have done it this year because of Fridays? Or next year might be better for you because they're both on a Saturday, right?
Well, I mean, who knows what's going to be happening next year? I'm not signing up for anything this early.
Well, you can't buy your tickets now anyways, but I'd like to think by then you'd be allowed back in the state.
I would think so, but so that brings me to my number one question I had for you today.
Oh, okay.
To vaccinate or not to vaccinate? That is the question.
Oh, all right. Let me see. I haven't put any thought into it because I'm low on the list of importance to get one. But I don't know. There are so many different things that it resonates with me. Like when they promote it, I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. But when you hear people say things like, well, we've been trying to cure cancer and AIDS and the common cold for years, we haven't done that yet. What makes you think you can do it within a year? That makes me think as well. So I don't really know. I've never gotten a flu shot. Well, actually, I did get a flu shot once, and it gave me the flu. I mean, so I stopped doing that because I don't need a shot to give me the flu. I could just hang out with sick people. But I don't know if given the option, I don't know what I would do because I can see both sides.
Absolutely.
So where are you on that?
I'm lining up.
But you also have the people that you deal with too, correct? Okay, you're doing it for them, and it's not so much.
And myself. But yeah, I'll be as soon as I can. I'll be getting it.
Nice. Well, that's good. Now,
Yeah.
Are you nervous? Because I mean, it's fairly no. Good. That's the way you should be, I guess.
No, not at all.
Do you have any idea when you're getting it, or you just know you're going to when it happens?
I don't know yet. I'm waiting. I've got an email out to a couple of different organizations to find out where I fall. We're trying to figure out. My board is a little nebulous, and I'm trying to figure out what tier we're at. And so I'm waiting for. I'm hoping by Monday I'll know where I fall on the tier, the levels.
Sure.
So I think I'm probably going to be in the second round. So that'll be good.
Do they have an idea of how many rounds there are?
No, but the first one was they did, folks that are in the COVID units, ICU, first responders, assisted living facilities, lots of them down here. That's round one. And then because I am a healthcare provider, I do believe I'll be in the next.
Well, that's good.
One.
That's good. And you'll be first in line. That's excellent. No,
I will.
But you're not required to, right? You're doing it because you think it's the right thing to do.
For myself.
Good.
I think it's the right thing for myself. Yeah. And I think just like everything else, I think everybody should make the own decision based on their own risks, their own health risks. And I think nobody should judge anybody else based on our decision.
That's very well put, actually. Very, very well put. Now, is Stephen getting one?
Yeah.
Oh, so
but he'll be.
I'm sorry.
He'll be further down the list, though.
Oh, he won't be grandfathered in. Hey, he's with me. One of those types of things.
No.
Now let me ask you this now, because we talked about this before. Let's just say that the Red Rocker comes down, and he's going to play. What's Tampa's arena again? Not B&T. What's it called?
Amelie.
No, he's going to play there, but it's a full house. Are you going?
No.
What if it's social distance, like a lot of football arenas are doing?
I don't know.
Did you see there's a clip? It was. I don't think it's making the rounds anymore, but they showed a concert in, I want to say something like Switzerland. I could be way off on that, but I love their cheese anyways. And if it was
and chocolate,
yes, and their knives, of course, but the chocolates, yes. They were performing like where they would perform, and then in front of them they were rows, like 3 or 4 or 5 rows of almost private boxes where they had 4 seats in each box. So basically, you had your own little private box, which I think is fantastic. I think they should do that anyways.
Oh, like with plexiglass?
No. But they were far away though. They were like it was outdoors. Of course, it was the summer also. It was outdoors, and it was just a square. And I think there was 4, but you could probably fit 6 if you really wanted to. But it just looked awesome. Like I'm thinking, why can't we do this anyway? Granted, I know why, because you can't cram 45 people into one. But
that's why.
It just looked awesome though, because you could see everything from everywhere. Nobody was in your space. The tall guy is not in front of you. I know you're not exactly 6 feet tall, neither am I, but
not exactly.
There's always someone taller than you in front of you for some reason.
I would like that in general. As of right now, yeah, I'm not looking at going into anything.
Yeah.
Like I said, I still live in a COVID bubble.
What's the last thing you did other than shopping in the necessities? Because you have to do that. What's the last thing you did out of the bubble?
March 10th.
March 10th. Wow. Okay. You know the date. You must know why.
REO Speedwagon.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. You saw REO Speedwagon. Where were they again?
Local venue down here. Small little venue I go to a lot of concerts at. It's right near my house.
Is that the equivalent of like the Orpheum?
Yes. Yep.
That's amazing. That's right.
And the last time we talked, I told you I had Air Supply tickets to January.
Yes.
Well, since the last time we talked, they postponed it.
Can you get your money back on a postponement, or are you going to ride it out? Or are you going to ride
Actually,
the storm out?
I'm going to ride it out. No, they actually are rescheduled. So I think it's November.
Oh, wow. We're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna go right from January to November. We're not even gonna try the summertime.
No, not even gonna.
That's awesome. So would you have taken the money back if it was offered?
We did. Most of them we did take our money back. Because as we talked about, I had a whole bunch of tickets to different things.
Yes.
I have since gotten my money back on all the other ones.
But you kept the air supply. Oh, because they postponed it. You can't get your money back on a postponement, can you?
Right.
Only you can't. Oh, those bastards. It's only it's seriously. That's only the cancellations.
You get that right.
But if you get the opportunity, will you get your money back from them, or are you just gonna wait?
No, I want to wait.
So you like the idea of the concert, you just not soon. November seems like a long time from now.
It does, right? That's what my brain's saying.
Yes.
My brain is like, you know what? November, you'll be good.
Right.
You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
In reality, I don't know, but let's hope.
Well, I've made a decision that people who know me won't believe in a million years, but I told you last time, I'm not even going to release it last time because apparently we're just going to talk all about that. I took all my money back for all my tickets like you did, except for the Dave Matthews Band. I parlayed that into Mohegan Sun. And I don't know if I'm losing my mind or what, but if I have the chance to get my money back, I would take it. I don't even know if I want to go to a concert anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't know why, because I'm not living in fear, but I'm also not living stupid either. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, I got the date wrong. It was the 1st. I said the 10th. Sorry. I need to fact check that.
Well, I wasn't going to call you out on that because I did look it up, but I wasn't going to say anything. But since you brought it up, that's right.
It was March 1st. I don't know why I said the 10th.
Wishful thinking. No, because you wanted it to be closer. Did you?
Yeah, because COVID brain.
Yeah, right. Did you? Anyone open for REO Speedwagon?
Someone did,
but no one big.
I don't even remember. Isn't that terrible?
No, you only there to see REO Speedwagon.
I don't remember.
I went to one REO Speedwagon concert and they were really good. It was in I think it's called the Bank of Pavilion now. The half shell, basically. No, it's not that. I don't know if it's the half shell. It's by by the water, the seaport. You know what I'm talking about. And
it used to be Harbor Light.
Yes, exactly. Now it's who knows what it is now. They're all changing their names. Pat Benatar headlined with REO Speedwagon, but she was not feeling well. She told us right off the bat she had not laryngitis, but she was hoarse. And she was not singing well at all, and it was really kind of. I felt bad because I wasn't there to see her. I was there to see the Mario Speedwagon. But obviously you stay for Pat Benatar.
Sure.
And she was just. It was an awful. It wasn't her fault. I mean, it was her voice. She was full disclosure. She didn't want to cancel, so she did it. But yeah, we left. It was like I can't deal with this. It was, and I felt bad. My sister went with us, I believe, and she was there to see Pat Benatar.
When was that?
Oh, this was years ago. Actually, it was June 23rd. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea, but it was. I didn't think you'd fact check, but I couldn't think of a year though. That's the only problem. I just had to make it in the summer because I knew that. But REO Speedwagon was phenomenal. Like I actually because I had tickets to go see them in Hampton this year.
Oh God! Casino.
Yeah, and I got the money back. Yes, that's where it was, and it was. I had a pretty good seat because I was going by myself, and I had one ticket, and you get a good seat when you get one ticket.
Sure.
Those are the rules. We want one. Well, we'll put you up in the front. It was fantastic, but I ended up getting my money back for that. And but
I saw the Del Fuegos there.
You did the Del Fuegos on purpose, or would you actually?
I think they opened for John Cassidy and the Beaver Brown Band.
Oh, okay. No, they're what's them? Oh, they're Eddie and the Cruisers band, right?
Eddie and the Cruisers, yeah.
They had a lot of hits though, didn't they?
No.
No. Okay, I can think of two maybe, but that's all. I just don't know them that well. I thought there'd be more that I didn't know about. So I know they're pretty cataloged pretty well then. The Del Fuegos. Now, is that just you were up there, let's do a show? Because I've done that before. See anybody that's playing.
I used to, there was one summer I worked at Pizza Place up there, and God, that was a long time ago. But I was dating my husband, so it wasn't more than 29 years ago.
But it wasn't less.
But it wasn't. So it was probably 28 years. It was probably our first summer together. So, and he got us tickets and surprised me.
That's awesome.
And like called the pizza place. I worked at the pizza place with someone else from Stoneham, and she used to drive. And he called me at the pizza place and said something like, "Oh, you don't need a ride back. I'm coming up." And I was like, "What?" And of course, I worked all day long. We used to work long shifts. And he's like, "Oh, we're staying up here and going to a concert." I was like, "Great."
Great. Can I shower first?
And because I loved Eddie and the Cruises movie, and so that's what.
So that was okay. That makes sense then. Okay.
It was a surprise.
That was very cool of him, by the way. But I know what you mean. When you work a whole day, though, especially at a pizza place where there's fire on you, and it's in the summertime, and the last thing you want to do is not go.
Hampton.
Yeah, right. Not go home and shower first or whatever.
Yeah.
But how was it? It must have been awesome, though. You probably had the best time, anyways, right?
It was good. Yeah. That was like his first big. I'm gonna surprise her with a thing.
What's the best surpriser with a thing that's ever happened for you?
Oh, golly. I wish I would have.
I'm asking the hard questions today, Sharon. There was no press release on this one. You just flying solo.
God, he's done a lot. I'll have to get back to you on that.
All right.
He's really good at that.
Well, what's the one that stands out in your head right now?
Well, I can't. I've been working all day.
Yeah, but you're not in front of a pizza oven. You should be fine. You were stabbing people. That's fun. You like that.
I don't know.
That's all right.
Think right now.
That's okay.
But he does he does all our vacation planning and stuff, and finds really cool things that I'm gonna love. And every year for Christmas, he finds me some really amazingly sentimentally kind of thing. He's real good at that stuff, and I stink.
Yeah, literally and figuratively, because you work at a pizza oven, right?
Well, now.
Now, yes.
I don't smell anymore. I just stink at the gift giving. Like last year, he bought me. I'm wearing it. I'm looking right at it. I'll send you a picture later.
All right.
He bought me a loci bracelet, and it's teal. And teal is the awareness color for trigeminal neuralgia, which I suffer from.
Yes.
And the loci bracelets have a black bead on one side and a white bead on the other. And the black bead has mud from the Black Sea.
Was that a question or a statement?
I was trying to remember.
Oh, okay.
My brain's a little fried. I didn't end up eating lunch.
No fact checking.
And then the white bead has water from Mount Everest in it.
Oh, wow.
And it's to remind you that sometimes you're high and good and things are good. And then sometimes you're low and things are bad. But things are always going to turn around and go back to high.
So it's basically the yin and the yang.
Yep. And he bought me that last year.
It's pretty awesome. And you wear it every day or just?
Every day.
Every day. So it's part of the wardrobe.
Yep. I take it off at night to go to bed, but I put it back first thing in the morning with my iWatch.
Little plug for the iWatch. That's good.
For the iWatch.
You mentioned, and I'm not going to try to say it. I'm not going to insult you. You mentioned you're suffering from
trigeminal neuralgia.
Trigeminal neuralgia. For people who don't know, can you explain that a little bit? Sure.
So the trigeminal nerve, it's called that because it's got 3 branches of it. So neuro is nerve, and algia means pain. So it's nerve pain, and the nerves involved are the trigeminal nerves. So I was attacked by a dog in my face, and my trigeminal nerves were severed. And so I have nerve pain every day. And that's what brought me to an acupuncturist, was as a patient.
And that helped you?
Yep.
And you said, wow, this is so awesome. I'm going to do that?
No. That is not at all. but that would make a good story.
It would have if Disney was doing this. If I was Disney, it would be that way exactly. But I'm not. So how did you end up being where you are, or what course did it take you? Can we talk about that? Is that okay? You can say no.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it was years. I was a patient for a long time. We were living in New York. When we moved back to Massachusetts, the first thing on my list, other than a place to live, was find an acupuncturist. And the acupuncturist I found also needed someone to work for him. It just so happened I was looking for a job. He was looking for someone to run his office. And I got an acupuncturist and a job at the same time. And
one-stop shopping. That's good.
I worked there for a couple years. And one of the patients is the only reason why I even applied to acupuncture school was because of one of his patients. And she came out of a treatment one day and came to the front desk and said, "Why are you sitting behind a desk? You should be back there doing that." And so the rest is kind of history.
That's pretty cool. What did she see? What did she see in you that you did? You think she was crazy? Did she awaken you? Like what?
I kind of thought she was crazy, but then I was like, well, I knew I needed to do something with my life.
Yeah, sure.
But I at that time, and I just thought, well, geez, I don't even know what's involved in that. So, looked into it, decided to apply, and got in, and here I am now.
Here you are now. Does she get a Christmas card every year, or?
She actually passed away
Oh.
before I knew I got accepted to school.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, so I accredit her.
It's not because you left, is it? Because then it'd be your fault, basically.
No, it was, like less than a few months later, but
it's too bad.
I never got to tell her. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much applied not that long after she said that.
That's good, though. That's a good story.
Yeah.
You never know what someone's going to bring to the table.
You never know. We touch people every day, and you might not even know it.
Yeah.
I actually have a segue to that, if you don't mind.
Please. I'm off of segues. Let's go.
Okay. So remember Mr. Laney?
Yes, Laney, sure.
Algebra coach.
Yep.
Coach Laney.
Yep.
So he was a pretty awesome guy.
Yes, he was.
And without going into details, I had kind of a rough go on my earlier years, and he knew that, and he was just really pivotal in just making me feel like a person. He was one of those teachers that just, I don't know. He was kind, he was compassionate, and he didn't knock you down. And
well, you didn't have him as a football coach. In all fairness, I did. He knocked me down a lot.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know how he was.
No, he was great. I'm just teasing.
He was one of the very few teachers who kind of saw beyond things and asked questions and stayed late and helped me. I was really struggling in math, and he just put tons of hours in to help me. I was on work study. I don't know if you knew that, or if you even knew it was a thing. A lot of people didn't even know we had it.
I've never heard of it.
I only did core courses in high school, and then worked. I worked 2 jobs, and he knew that, and he's even drove me to work sometimes. And I finally reached out to his daughter, Sherry, last week actually, on Facebook Messenger, basically just saying, "You don't know me, but," and I don't really know what the impetus was to reach out after, 7 years of him being gone, but I just did. And oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did. She just got back to me yesterday.
Oh, no kidding.
And she was so happy I reached out.
Now, did you tell your story? Like, did you basically?
I told her a few stories that I'm going to kind of keep close.
Oh, of course,
myself,
of course.
I did tell her. I went into detail about a couple of instances of his kindness, and she was so grateful that I reached out. And it was a good reminder to me to and check in on people and tell people things. So like if someone's really made a difference in your life, but like maybe you just didn't tell them, like tell them. Just like that patient. I mean, obviously, like that patient passed away, but if she was still alive, I'd want to make sure I told her, like, hey, because you told me that I should go to school, I did.
Right.
And now look at me. But I feel like people should do that. I feel like you should reach out to people. If someone made a difference, you should tell them.
How did you feel? I know you touched on it, but how did you feel after she got back to you and expressed her gratitude of you reaching out?
I was glad I did it because I'll be honest, I was kind of nervous. I definitely knew it was the right person. We're not friends on Facebook, but I kind of cyber stalked her, but I knew it was her. And so like I wasn't nervous, like, oh, I might have just sent this big long tome to the wrong person. I knew it was the right person. But I was a little nervous, like, how is this going to be received? Or am I even ever going to hear back from her? Right.
Right.
And I'm glad it was well received. And actually she's lost her mom and her aunt and like all these people since in like I think she said a 15-month period of time from her dad. They like all died.
Yikes.
And now her mother-in-law is in her house going through hospice. And she just kind of broke my heart. But she kept saying, I am so glad you reached out to me. I'm so glad to hear these stories. You've made me so happy. It was good tears. So it felt good, and I'm glad I did it.
Well, that's great. Now, ballpark, do you know how old she is now?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. I was just curious.
I don't know. I don't know how old she was in relationship to us. I don't know if she was older than us or not. He never really talked about his family to me anyway.
Right. But that's a great thing you did, because you're right. I mean, especially for her to get out of the blue, and you're thinking, is she just going to delete you? Is she even going to see it? Because you have to go through a process to actually get a message from someone who you're not friends with.
Right.
So she took the time to do it, and boom, there you go, made her day.
Yeah. So that could have gone bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could have, but you can't hit a home run if you don't swing.
Right.
I mean, you can strike out, but you'll never hit a home run if you don't swing.
Right. Yeah.
So good for you. So that's your lesson for today?
Today's lesson, reach out to the peeps.
Reach out to the peeps. I reach out to the peeps.
Our Facebook messengers will blow up the day you air this,
yes.
then, right?
Yes. This is a little sooner from the last time. This is going to air in. I'm doing my mother tomorrow. There's definitely going to be a better way to say that. I apologize, Mom.
That was so bad.
I am podcasting with my mother tomorrow, and she's going to be released Monday, which is the 21st. So you're going to be released 21st plus 14, December 34th. So you're good.
Well, there is no December 34th. So be right.
It's the 35th. I'm sorry. That's right. 21 plus 14 is 35. So December 35th, you're going to be released.
Oh, stop it.
Whatever the equivalent is. I don't know where the 31 and the 30 ends usually, but we're going to go with the 35th. That might be the name of this episode. I was going to call the last episode Sharon, a.k.a. Mrs. Ramos.
We're not telling that one again.
Would not? Why? That's a good story.
Because in case you dig up the old one, then everybody will hear it twice.
There's a lot of stories on there, Sharon. I actually felt horrible because your stories were fantastic. And
gold.
They were gold. They were gold. I salvaged it, and it couldn't be a standalone because I didn't want it to be that way. But yeah, I might use it. I'll ask you first, of course. But in the ending that you didn't like, that got cut off. So you're good.
So I'm good.
Yes.
And it's Ms. Ms. Ramos.
That's right. I knew that at the time. It's been about a month since we talked, right?
Oh, it's got to be longer than that.
It's probably. I haven't done a podcast in so long, and that's the bad part of doing them all at once. Yeah, it's great because I'm booked. I was booked through January, but it's like things happen. Like you said, like this is good because we decided to just do it over again because things will come up. And like this story with Mr. Lanny's daughter, we wouldn't have had that.
No. And I don't even know why I got the impetus to do it. I guess just that whole sentimental holidays, year coming to an end, I don't know. It was just a spur of the moment.
Sometimes those lead to greatness.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely. So there was how Facebook has the memories things that crop up?
Yes.
So Rob Del Greco, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, was in the memories thing, had tagged me and a bunch of people in our third grade class picture. And it was like 10 years ago. Rob Del Greco posted this. It was like 10 years ago or something. And what's so funny is, and I'm so sorry, I'll apologize to Damon right now. I'm so sorry, Damon. I legit did not remember that Damon was in my third grade class.
You're talking about Damon Farrar?
Yep, I didn't.
Okay. He'll get over it. It'll be fine.
And I remember listening to his episode and everybody knows Damon.
Well, he hates Hulk Hogan. Who cares? He hates Hulk Hogan.
Come on. But it was so funny. I started laughing. I was like, and there he is in my third grade class. And I didn't even remember. I'm so sorry.
Who did you have for third grade?
Oh, come on. I don't remember. Cronin.
So we're going to go with Cronin?
Cronin for English and whatever, and Miss Donovan for math.
Wait, you did that in third grade? You had different teachers for third grade?
Yeah.
I had one.
Because Miss Donovan was the math teacher.
I got screwed.
That was South School.
See, you know what's funny about that? I moved here from Woburn in the third grade. My sister was in kindergarten. We both lived. Do you know where I lived on Lincoln Street?
Lincoln, yep.
It was right around the corner from South School. I had to walk further to my bus stop to Robin Hood School than I would have if I just walked to South School. That's a true story. I think the bus stop was on the corner of Lynn Kilroy's and Michelle Smith.
Oh, yeah.
They lived kind of diagonal from each other, and that's where I had to walk there instead of just walking down the street to South School.
Oh, that's funny.
It was insane.
So, sorry, Damon.
How do you forget Damon?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I
don't know why. I was looking at that picture like, oh, God, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, third grade. That's way back.
My brain cells.
They hurt from thinking about that.
They hurt. I fried so many of them. And it's bizarre, the things I do remember and the things I don't remember.
Have you ever come across when somebody says, "Hey, do you remember this?" Blah blah blah, and you have no recollection of what they're talking about?
Yeah.
You say, like every day.
A lot.
Is that true? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if I don't know if I do because I haven't had the opportunity, I guess.
Why do you think I had to get sober, George?
Is that because you couldn't remember anything?
I couldn't remember.
I live here somewhere. I don't know.
People were telling me, you remember what you did? I'm like, no.
No, not at all. How long have you been sober?
Today is 10,696 days.
10,690 days. All right. Very good. Now you wake up every day and do what?
I write that.
You write it out.
Yeah.
And that you do that because why?
I like to see the number rise. And I like to know what number I'd be losing if I drank.
Nice. So that's your motivation. Every day is a little higher and you don't want to start from the bottom again.
Do you remember? Because I don't ever want to start at 1.
Right. I love that story. That's amazing to me.
I don't want to write 1. I don't want to write the 1.
You could spell it out.
I don't want to write the 1.
No, let me see this. Have you ever? Oh, that might be too personal. Never mind.
Okay.
Are you ever tempted?
Yeah.
And what do you do to fight off that? Do you just go right to the number?
No.
We don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
No, it's all right. I mean, I'm
It was just
pretty
a
open about
natural.
that stuff.
It was just a natural thing that I thought of.
Yeah. I'm open about that stuff because, as I've mentioned before to you, even if it helps one person, right?
Right.
Then I did a good thing. So I'll reach out to someone in the program. I mean, it kind of depends on what's the trigger, right? What's happening? Am I really like fearful I'm going to have a slip? Like when my mom died, sudden, tragic, world, ending. Am I, is it like that? I'm afraid I'm going to drink, or is it more like, oh, it's COVID and I was out of work and stressed and am I just bored? Like what's happening? So it's more like, okay, what's really happening? Is this an actual big thing? And am I really afraid that I'm going to pick up a drink, or am I just like, I don't really love life today, so maybe I should, exercise, snuggle a dog, call a friend, So, big devastating kind of stuff. I definitely fall on my AA people. Get to a meeting, Zoom a meeting these days, whatever, COVID times. Reach out to a friend. I have friends that are not in the program, but are amazingly supportive people who don't want me to drink. And yeah, look at the number, look at my kid, look at my husband, think about my business, look at my vehicle, because I'm going to lose all of it if I picked up.
So you weigh it for you. I'm sorry. What you're saying is you weigh it. Is it life threatening or is it a pity party?
It's more just like, take a breath. What's happening?
Yeah.
What am I feeling? What's going on? What's the root of this?
So how do you get yourself out of it if it's not worthy of making a phone call? You just said, look around, see what I have to lose, and then you can, that will work for you?
Sometimes, I mean,
It makes sense. It does make sense. Do I really want this car?
yeah.
Yes, I do. Do I want my husband? Yes, I do.
I mean, today anyway.
Yeah, it depends on the day.
I'm teasing. I'm so teasing.
Are you trying to convince me or you?
No, just teasing. No, we're good. We're very good. But yeah, I mean, every day is just, it's just different. And yes, there are definitely still days that are a struggle. Yep, for sure. Even though it's 29 point whatever years, yeah, it can still be a struggle.
Do holidays get to you? Because people are known to drink on the holidays and get together and blah, blah, blah. Does that make it more difficult for you to stay sober?
Not so much anymore. Actually, COVID times, believe it or not, has been easy.
Yeah.
Because I don't have it. It's like, we don't have it in the house. I don't have it at work. And those are the only two places I go.
That's it.
So,
That's it.
no, not for me. More places when I was earlier on in my sobriety, being out with friends, going to things might have been more of a challenge. I found it hard to go to restaurants that like I used to drink at, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But I've moved around so much too since then that it's kind of new places, new experiences, and I have no associations with alcohol in like down here in Florida. I've never drank since I was here.
Yeah, there's no familiar haunts.
No. And there's just too much to lose.
Yeah, it really is that simple. I mean, I don't mean to simplify what you're doing. I just mean that is the root of it all.
Yeah. Yep.
When you come home, are you tempted? I don't mean tempted, but do you ever find yourself in a position you get together with some old friends and blah blah? Is it worse when you come home, or does it not matter?
No, because everybody's super respectful, and if we're getting together, it's usually at somebody's house, and it's not a party. Air quotes party,
Yes.
Right? We're all a little bit older, and and my peers are very respectful of, my situation. Situation? Ugh, that doesn't sound right. Anyway, no, it's really no.
Have you ever
Not a
had
problem.
Have you ever had to drop a friend because they were not a good influence for you?
Yes.
Really?
And I'm just going to leave it there.
No, that's fine. That's fine. There's no explanation needed. It was a yes or no question.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Definitely.
That's a shame. Excuse me, but yeah, they are out there. People who just don't know they're good for themselves or anyone else.
Yeah. Yep. But no, but I'm doing good. I'm doing fine.
What's the number again?
For today?
Yeah.
10,696
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
Days.
Yes. 29,
Yep.
29 something. Oh, so 29 years. That coincides with you and Steven.
Well, that's why I said it's my sobriety is like 29.25 years because we started dating right afterwards.
Is that right?
After I got sober. Yeah, right away.
Wow. Did he know at the time?
No.
No, how'd you pass that off? Did he drink at the time?
Oh, no. We started dating after I got sober.
Right, but did he know that you had just gotten sober?
Pretty early on. I don't know how quick into our relationship. We moved kind of quick.
Yeah.
I sort of knew like he was the one right away. It was weird. But so I told him pretty quick on, like,
good for you.
By the way.
No, that's good for you, really, especially since that'll alleviate him saying, "Hey, let's go down to the 99s or the ground round or whatever it is." You know, that's
the ground round.
Yeah, I know.
The ground round, the nacho supreme.
I remember that you used to throw it on the floor and stuff. It was amazing.
Remember when they used to show the movies, or what was it? The movies in the back room.
Yeah, this black and white. They had the projector screen. You'd watch like all the cartoons, or you'd watch like old time films. I'm sorry, old timey. Yes. I remember doing that. Sure.
Shannon and I had spent many a time sharing a nacho supreme there.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, we still talk about it too.
I don't even think they're in business anymore, are they? They can't be.
No.
They had one in North Reading too, I believe. On 28, yeah, I think they did. Or this was Andover or something. I don't know. Geography, I have no idea. I don't even know what Florida is.
Know.
But yeah, I used to like their buffalo wings because they were like crispy. It's rare to get crispy buffalo wings.
All I ever got there
was the nachos.
Nacho supreme.
That's it. You walk
No
in, they're like,
guacamole.
there they are. Let's just bring it out.
No guacamole.
No guacamole? Why? What's your beef with guacamole?
I don't have a beef now, but I so did then. I was like, no guac.
Why? Because
say no guaca shit.
No, that's awesome. Why? Because it looked like snot. Like what?
I don't know. We were both anti. I think she's still anti guacamole though.
Oh, it's a shame.
I know.
It's so good.
What the avocado ever do to us? I don't know.
Right. They're your friend. Embrace them.
I don't know. I eat them now.
See? I eat them like an apple.
No.
No, I shouldn't do that.
Don't do that. That's weird.
That's weird. All right, I've crossed the line. Where do you go for nachos down in Florida when you can?
No. If I'm gonna do nachos, I make them at home.
Really?
My kid loves nachos. Before COVID, we have a place down here. What is it called? Shoot, Flood's Garage, I think.
Flood's Garage?
Ford's Garage.
Oh, Ford's Garage.
I think that's where he got the nachos from. I don't remember. My kid loves nachos too.
Have you taken your kid to Steak and Shake yet?
No.
What? Why?
So
I thought that was a softball I just tossed you. You haven't?
well, wait.
Okay.
Yes. He used to go when he was really little. And then we found out I couldn't handle gluten.
Oh, it's free.
And so my whole family went gluten-free.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
But he did. He used to get Steak and Shake when he was really little. He did. You're right. And he loved it. His favorite place. And he was only like 6, I think, when we stopped eating gluten. Well, then this summer he started having some issues. We'll kind of skip by that part.
Sure.
he ended up having some big medical tests done. And one of the things that did come out of it is that he's not celiac.
Oh.
So he's now having a gluten-full life while I'm still gluten-free. So perhaps when COVID is over, he shall return to Steak and Shake.
I hope for his sake he does, not so much yours, but yeah, no, that's my favorite place down there.
But we only got this information out from like August or September, I guess. So it's been during COVID times. So you know how that goes. We're not going in anywhere.
Right.
But I'll let you know.
The burning
I already know I have to get you the hat and a car.
That's right.
Cardboard car I have to send you.
That's right. That's right.
Which means I have to order the kids' meal.
Oh, boy.
Because that's the only way you get the car to order the kids' meal.
See, I had no idea of that because I never ordered the kids' meal.
Yep. I completely keep forgetting to send you a picture. I know your favorite place down here is Publix.
That's true. The pub sub.
And one of my teenage patients, who I'll have to blur his face out, but his favorite place on earth is Publix. To the point where he has Publix apparel, even though he doesn't work there. And he took his senior picture in a Publix t-shirt.
That's phenomenal. Wow.
And I keep forgetting that I wanted to send it to you.
That's fantastic. Yeah, even if you crop his head off, who cares? It's all about the shirt.
I just cut his face off. I have to send it to you.
You're stabbing people. You're cutting people's faces off. You're living the life. You really are.
Exactly.
That's
jealous. I know.
That's fantastic. My mother used to live out Western Mass, Washington, Massachusetts. It's near. It's basically way the hell out there. It's like 8 hours to drive. It's quicker to get to New York than it is to get to her in Washington.
Oh, geez.
And I had never heard of the Big Y before. They have them here now too. I actually work down the street from one, but I used to make fun of her about the Big Y because it's just, I don't know, I was making fun of my mother. That's what you do. And she ended up sending me a windbreaker of the Big Y. When you said it took the picture in the Publix shirt, I immediately thought of the Big Y windbreaker, which ended up becoming my favorite windbreaker. And I couldn't tell her because she sent it as a joke gift, but I ended up loving it. So,
do you still use it?
No, I don't have it anymore.
Did you donate it?
No, it was one of the when my house burnt down, I didn't take it with me.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But that's why I probably would have still had it. No, don't be. It was low on the totem pole of things to gather. But I definitely would have kept it because I love that thing. So
he took legit his senior picture in a Publix shirt.
See, he's already my best friend.
Much to the chagrin of his mom.
I'm sure. Imagine that. Here's your senior picture. Oh, great. No, we didn't get any. No 8x10s, please. We'll keep them wallet size.
Isn't that awesome?
That's fantastic. Publix is like the Disneyland of supermarkets.
Dude, you wouldn't realize how often I actually think you like pop into my head.
When you're ordering a pub sub?
No, I don't. You know I can't get a pub sub, dude.
I know. But
that's mean.
I know. That is mean. I was cruel there for a second. You know what I forgot about? See, that's why your secrets are safe with me because I forget them 3 seconds after you tell them. Don't ever worry about me blowing a secret because I don't remember anything.
That's awesome.
But I'll never forget going down. We talked about Irma a little bit in the last one because we obviously you were there and I happened to be there, and I would make Publix runs and just because there was one down the street from my grandmother's in Fort Myers Beach that nobody ever because people were venturing down more south everywhere to get more stuff, but nobody quite made it to Fort Myers Beach because that's the end of the world down there on that side.
Yes.
Before Sanibel Island, and so they were always stocked. We would go in, get whatever we wanted, blah, 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 blah. It was pretty cool. It was such a great little store. It wasn't like the ones up in like Port Charlotte where my in-laws are or other ones that I've been in, but it was great because it was small because it had such a low customer base because it's such a, you have to, no one passes through Fort Myers Beach. You know what I mean? You have to go to
right because it's like the dead end of
exactly. It's a destination. Even if you go to Sanibel Island, you're cutting through it, but you're cutting through the side. You're not going down the strip.
Right.
But I love Publix so much. I really do.
I'm still watching for public socks. You'll have to check it. You'll have to wait patiently for me to find you public socks.
Well, I'm waiting patiently for a lot of things, so that's one. That's fine, not a problem.
So what's your favorite thing because you can tell me now because you're going to air this later.
Yeah.
What's your most favorite gift you purchased for someone this year for Christmas?
Probably my first one, or I should say my next one, because I haven't I haven't shopped yet. What's today's date? What is it, like the 20th or something? What is it, the 19th? It's the 19th, right?
Yes.
No, I'm pretty sure I'll get it done though. I'm pretty sure. You know why? Because unlike all you suckers who are fighting traffic and everything, I'm waiting till you're all done, then I'm getting my stuff. I want to walk in like a boss, get all my stuff, and out. Pub slips for everyone.
I did COVID Christmas. It's called Amazon.com.
There you go.
Put it in the cart.
It works though. It totally works. Yeah, no, I haven't pulled the trigger because honestly, I don't feel like it's December or Christmas.
It came like, I don't know. I keep saying to people, this year crawled and flew at the same moment. Like, I don't know how time did that this year, but it did.
It really did. It really did.
And I just ordered everything online, except I did go to the record store and bought
a record store.
Yeah,
and
I bought records
like
for my husband.
Literally record. No, because that's the thing. I know that they've come back, but I don't know people who actually buy them. Is he a collector or do you have a record player?
We play them. We have a record player.
You actually play them. That's amazing.
Yes.
You know, they have these new things. They're called 8-tracks. You might want to jump on that wagon. It plays them in blocks of 4, I think, is how they do it. I don't really know, but
stop.
No, that's amazing. That's amazing.
I like the smell of them and the feel of them.
Those are the wrong senses when listening to a record. You know that, right?
Probably.
Probably. I like the taste of the cover. It's fantastic.
No, I did. That's where I went. That's the store I went to.
What's the name of the store? Can you say?
Kingfish? Fact check.
No fact check. There's no editing. There's no fact checking. So
I should have had my iPad fired up. I think it's called Kingfish. It's like legit right down the street for me.
So it's a mom and pop though. It's not like a Tower Records.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just a dude.
Just a dude with some albums. That's all.
Just a dude. It's clean. The place is clean.
Wow.
We have a couple of used record stores not too far from me, but this one is the closest, and it's very clean. It's very organized. He's definitely OCD. I love it.
Well, he uses the alphabet, right? He goes by the alphabet. How hard is it to organize a record store? Rolling Stones, go in R.
There is another record store not too far from us. First of all, the building, I just feel hey, I'm going to sideways track.
That's all right. Let's do it.
Do you remember the feeling when you came out of building 19 and a half? Like you had to go bathe in bleach? Do you remember that feeling
yes.
of like, I don't know what is on me, but I need to get it off?
Car wash with the windows down, please. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. This other place, which I don't even know the name of it, that's what it feels like. I come out of there, I'm like, no, I'm never going in there again.
And somehow you do.
I've only been twice, and I won't go back. I won't. The last time, I swear, it was just too much. Everything's crammed in there. They're not organized in any real fashion. It's terrible. This one near us, they might have less stock sometimes, but it's so organized. You just walk right in, and you're like, I can breathe.
Wow. So when you guys say, hey, listen, Sammy Hagar's new album's coming out, you're being literal and figurative. Because I still call them albums, but.
No, because the new stuff, when it comes out, I buy it on a CD. Our records are old.
Really? No,
old records.
A lot of people who listen say that they sound better on the record because you get, I forget what it is, but it sounds more like it's the way it's recorded, whereas a CD, it's like compressed or whatever.
Yeah.
But you get all the sounds on the record. Do you find that to be true?
I love them. I still love them.
So why
I
not
don't know
get?
if it's.
So why not get the new Sammys? Well,
I don't
actually, you know what?
know.
You know what? Christmas is in a week, or less than a week now. Maybe there'll be one.
Maybe I have no idea.
The old 3-lock box will be under the tree in a big square. You'll know it when you see it.
Well, I know Standing Hampton is under my tree.
What's that?
That one.
Oh, you got him that one. Oh, okay. Now, is he a big Sammy fan like you are?
Yes.
You are. You both are. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who was first? You were first, right?
Well, no, that's like kind of how we like decided we would be good together because we both liked Sammy Hagar.
That was the deciding factor. Listen, I hate broccoli. I know you like it, and listen, I hate this. But listen, we both love Sammy, so I do. Is that how it went?
Kind of.
Nice,
I mean,
nice.
He liked Van Halen. He liked Sammy Hagar. He knew the game of hockey and the rules.
And it's funny. I feel like I'm talking to Steven, but this is how a guy would talk about a woman. He knows the sport of hockey and the rules. But you and Christina Ziza are the hockey maestras, not maestros.
Yes. Well, do you know that we have nicknames for each other? Many people.
I do not know that.
Yes.
All right. What's her nickname?
Well, it's the same.
Oh.
We put HW. If you ever see us write something with an HW on our walls.
Hockey wife?
Yep.
Nice. I have seen that. You know what? I have seen that, and I think I figured it out because, let's face it, you're not really, it's not, Da Vinci's Code or anything, but
not really.
I think, but that is cool that you guys do that. I like that. I like reading your little interactions. I do. I kind of cyberstalk you that way.
Yeah.
Because I do read the hockey stuff. I love hearing your different opinions. I love how mad. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's kind of how it went, and he had a job. And so, and I liked his teeth. He clearly brushed them. So
Wow.
Wow. Let's see what we got here.
So the bar was really low in the beginning, I see.
No. Actually, no.
No?
It wasn't. He was I had finally decided all the things I wanted. Do you tick these boxes?
So he hit them all, or did he leave one or two and you're like, we'll overlook it?
No, he had them all.
He had them all. Wow. Good for him.
But, the first was, do you like Van Halen? Do you like Sammy Hagar? Okay, well, we can proceed.
Now, is this at the time where before Sammy was part of the band, or is this Dave Lee Roth Van Halen?
No, it was Sammy.
It was Sammy and Van Halen. Okay. So, but it was, you had to like both Sammy Hagar solo and Van Halen with Sammy.
Yes, exactly.
I like it.
Like, I actually knew the words to, all kinds of songs that maybe women wouldn't necessarily find to be a good song.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there we go.
How long were you a fan of hockey though? Because I was curious as to how you got involved. Because let's face it, most women don't. Not that they can't. I shouldn't say that. That sounds terrible. But growing up, we never. It was mostly guys that liked hockey. That's what it was. So what brought you?
I don't know. I mean, I always liked. I don't know. I just always liked hockey.
Did your family watch hockey and you?
No.
No. So you did it on your own.
Yes.
Do you remember?
I can't actually pinpoint I like this because, no, I just remember liking it. I didn't like football.
Really? But you liked hockey? No, that's fine. The Patriots stunk back then anyways.
My husband and kid love football and love basketball, and I'd rather watch paint dry.
Fair enough. Do you remember, how far back does your hockey watching go? Like the O'Reilly days?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I
liked O'Reilly.
Yeah, he's my favorite. I think he's my all-time favorite Bruin, actually. Did you ever see that game where they went into the stands?
I think I only saw it on replay.
I watched that game in my parents' room on a black and white TV. I don't know if I was being punished or not, but I was. I can't remember any other time I've watched a game in my parents' room on that TV, so I must have been being punished. And for some reason, I just remember vividly. It was Madison Square Garden, And I didn't know at the time, but somebody had taken a stick and hit Stan Jonathan in the face with it.
Yes.
Something like that. And next thing you know, but I didn't see that part. I just saw I think we won the game, so they were all congratulating each other. And then they went, next thing I know, Milbury's in the stands whacking some guy with his own shoe. McNabb's in there, O'Reilly's up there. It's just like, it was mayhem. I'll never forget that. But that's as far back as I can remember, I believe. But it's one of those games where, if you saw it live, you remember it.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, I think I just saw replay. I mean, I viewed it, but I don't believe I saw that one live.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Have you ever, so you must have gone you've seen hockey games live, right? I sound stupid by saying that, but I remember I was down in Florida and I went to a Tampa Bay Lightning game versus, actually, I'll tell you a funny story. I went down for the Pats and the Tampa Bay Bucks game in Tampa, and this is like they've only been there once since.
Yeah, my husband and son went to the last one.
I went to the one before that. That's when Curtis Martin was there, Bledsoe, of course. They had all Stott and Dunn, and there was 4 or 5 of us, I forget. And we decided one night we were going to go to a Tampa Lightning game, and I had on my. You remember those waffle? You ever see those track shoes, the waffle shoes? Do you know what I'm talking about? They have like the tread underneath them. But anyways, I was wearing those, and you wear them without socks. And we had first row balcony seats. And all I remember is they ended up throwing my shoes away. They would not let me take them with me because and for some reason, I don't know if it was did Tampa change their arenas? Like, has it always been the same one?
It changed names.
Changed names, but not buildings. Okay. So
I don't think so.
But
I don't think I don't think they changed buildings.
Okay. So the names, of course, but not. So it was the same building, first row balcony, and it just stank like feet so bad. And and then when we got home, and they wouldn't. I couldn't. My shoes were done. I don't even know if I had to buy a pair or what, but I was forbidden to wear those shoes again because.
Oh, nasty!
And these are guys. You know what I mean? Like, come on, deal with it. It's their feet. Yeah. We've all got them. Lighten up. But yeah, that's the story. And then I went to one more game by myself, and they played. Who did they play? I forget, but they ended up winning. It was. I had a seat behind their bench, so it was a really good seat. It was a really cool. Again, you buy one ticket, you get a good seat. That's the rules.
Absolutely.
So I've been to 2 Lightnings. I've been to more Florida games than I have Massachusetts, I believe. Like
really?
I've seen the Miami Marlins. I was there for their last no-hitter before Irma. I've seen the Dolphins play, the Rays play. I haven't been to any basketball games, but I've been to hockey and football and baseball.
What's your thoughts on the Raptors?
Oh, and Jacksonville. The Raptors. What is that?
So the Toronto Raptors are playing here.
Really? I don't think I knew that.
Yes.
Are you getting a call or am I getting a call?
I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
It's a patient.
Take it. I take it.
No, it's fine. I didn't turn it on. Don't disturb me.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay. It's on Don't Disturb Me. Sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Again, no editing.
So I don't really follow basketball well enough to sound smart on this, except my son loves the game of basketball. And I know that the Toronto Raptors are playing here because I guess they couldn't play in Canada. I don't know.
So it's a Canada versus, it's international stuff. That's the reason then, correct?
It had to do with COVID.
Yeah, you can't go to other countries, or it's a hassle. I think that I can look at, but that's my guess, is that because they're in Toronto and they have to come into the United States a bunch of times and go back, plus everyone has to go to Toronto to play them at their home building. I would imagine that's the reason.
That makes sense. I didn't ask.
You didn't care, didn't ask.
Yeah. But they're here. And they're selling tickets, but Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
That's too bad. Imagine that. Yeah, it's funny because they're probably due to well, absolutely they're due to COVID in some way, shape, or form. But that would have been so cool if your son could go to. Like you have so many opportunities to go now because you've got the Heat games and the in the Toronto games. It's kind of crazy. I like that. They're gonna make a lot of money. They're gonna make a lot of money this year in that building.
You think so?
They have 2 home teams now. Yeah. I
know, but I don't think a lot of people are going.
Oh, you know what? That's true. It doesn't matter if no one goes to the games. That's right. I always forget that part of the COVID that you're not allowed in the games.
And I don't know what they're able to like. I don't think they're doing concessions, right?
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean,
isn't that where all the cash is?
I think so. So if you're ever thinking of robbing it, go to the concession stands. Yeah, I always forget that part. I in theory, I was just thinking, wow, that's fantastic. 2 home teams, you can go to 1 million games, but I'm leaving out the part as to why you're not allowed in there. So,
so we don't normally have basketball there. The basketball team, I believe, is just the Orlando Magic, right?
Oh, I was thinking the Miami Heat. You're right. You probably have Orlando.
Orlando
Magic. And the Miami Heat. Yeah, Miami plays in Miami. In Orlando.
Right,
Orlando,
and Orlando is Magic.
Yes, you are correct. Shaquille O'Neal's team in the beginning.
So we don't go over there.
You know, East Side stinks.
Exactly. Well, aren't they central? They're kind of central.
Yeah, I'm thinking Miami because I remember driving from my grandmother's to Miami for that baseball game, and I had to take the Tamiami Trail and just Tamiami. Takes you from Tampa to Miami.
Been on that a few times.
Yeah, I bet. Actually, I took that up to Tampa to go to the Lightning game.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. Why wouldn't I? I'd be stupid not to.
I can't wait until we can do the things, George, and you can come down and visit.
Do you want to rehash that one?
No.
No. Well, maybe now, and maybe you'll actually take some time out of your day.
I will take time off.
Just kidding.
I'm just so wanting to see people. I'll take time off.
Then you'll even see me? Is that what you're saying? Listen, I need to see people so much I'll even see you. You're more than welcome.
No. You know I felt bad about not being able to see you the last time.
It wasn't your fault. You had Sammy Hagar tickets. I'd have done the same thing.
I mean, come on.
I'm teasing. And like I said, we didn't even have plans. You didn't blow me. I say you blew me off, but you didn't. We didn't even have plans. You couldn't do it.
We didn't have firm plans.
No, we did not. We had.
But I always say I blew you off too.
Oh, really?
Makes the story sound better.
It does, doesn't it? I always get a little sympathy. Not really, but.
And it kind of makes me sound like a bitch that I am. So it's just.
You like that hard edge feel, right? Like, oh yeah, I'm a bitch. Look at me. Look what I did.
That's right. I
stuck it to him. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. So did we figure this out correctly the last time? That was the rescheduled Sammy Hagar concert because of Irma.
I believe so. Yes, because I had to go back after Irma.
Right. That's what it was. I kept thinking that it was because I got messed up because you were here twice.
I was there more than twice. I was there like 4 times that summer. It was crazy. But yes, I know what you mean, though.
The 2 that were close together, that was what was screwing me up because you were down here. Because I kept forgetting you were down here for Irma.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, did you get hit as much as we did?
Well, I know my grandma, we started in Fort Myers Beach at my grandmother's house, which is where our destination was, my mother and me. And we got evacuated real quick. So we basically got down there, went to the house, and then was told an hour or so later, you got to go. So we went to my in-laws in Port Charlotte, who I think they were supposed to be evacuated, but they weren't going to do it because they were way above ocean level. So it really had to be horrendous for them to get any type of flooding. And sure enough, they didn't. But what was the question? I don't even remember what the question was. No. It was supposed to hit Fort Myers Beach, but it did not. And no, it kind of blew through. Like we went back to it. There was really nothing to worry about at Fort Myers Beach. Port Charlotte got hit a little bit. I mean, it's a hurricane. Of course they got hit, but where I was specifically, we were so above ocean level, sea level, whatever you want to call it, that we didn't feel we had the wind and the rain. I even took a picture of it. I was in the pool during it once. But I mean, it was really, really windy. We lost power was the main thing, like most people did. And there was a fight for ice because you're in Florida and hurricane season, September. And there's no AC. And your pool only lasts a couple days without electricity. Then it's just a swamp.
Yep.
But
ask me how I know.
How do you know?
Because we had a swamp.
Exactly. So I think it affected everybody differently. Like it was when we lost power almost right away. We got there Thursday, we lost power Sunday, and then we were leaving like the next Thursday or Friday. That power hadn't come back on when we left.
Right.
And it was a couple of days after that they got power. But yeah, so we spent most of the time, going to places that had power. I mean, what do? Applebee's has power. Even if you don't like Applebee's, you sit in the AC. There's nothing.
Right.
You shower, you come out, you're a sweaty mess again.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Because the AC only stays so long after the power goes out. As you, I know I'm talking to the preaching to the choir, but that's the miserable part. But in the grand scheme of things, if that's the worst thing that happened, you're okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, we lost the generators went out, whatever, blah 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 blah. Fight for ice, fight for gas, all that crap. But that's not life threatening. It's just an inconvenience.
Yep.
But
and you can liken a lot of that to what we're going through with the pandemic too. A lot of the stuff people are complaining about, dude, it's just an inconvenience. It's just an inconvenience.
That's true.
So many bigger things going on.
Yeah. No, there really is. And it is perspective. I mean, at the time you're like, oh, this is the worst. But it's really not the worst. It can always be worse.
Yep, always. And never say, it couldn't get any worse than this.
Yeah, don't be that guy that jinxes it, right?
That's a sure way of making your life worse.
Now, I told you my story down there because I was only there for that small amount of time, but what did you have to deal with? Because you were there for the beginning and the end.
Yeah, so my kid's school at the time was a pets and special needs shelter. So he ended up being out of school. So let's see, it hit Sunday night. So I think they shut schools down, like Tuesday, because they have to clean it all out and, get it all ready. He was out of school, I think 2 weeks.
Wow.
Or more. We had to make up. Yeah, we had to make up. We had to make days up. Maybe it was Wednesday he got out of school. At any rate, we witnessed fights over Gatorade and water. Definitely did.
Sure.
Real fights with cops there. We lost power for days.
Yeah.
We lost our fence at home.
Wow.
We didn't have any water issues to speak of because we're pretty high up. Where my house is one of the higher elevations in the subdivision that we're in.
Good.
But we have those wrought iron bars on the, I don't know what you call it. I call them the jail bars, but they're we have wrought iron out in front of our house.
Yeah.
And we lost several of those.
Jeez.
Ripped it right off. Jeez. It was the sound Irma made is probably the scaredest I think I've ever been in my life.
Is that right?
The sound of it just, it's still, when I think about it, I get shivers up my spine. The sound just really was so creepy. And then I got power back at work a couple of days before power went back at home. So we all kind of moved into my office.
That's cool. Literally and figuratively.
Yes, because we had air conditioning and the dogs, everyone camped out. And then what I did was I opened my office up basically to any of my patients who had kids. If they wanted to come, bring their electronics and bring their cords and stuff, if they wanted to come to the office and charge, they could do that. They could come charge their electronics. And the only thing I asked for was bring me some bottled water.
That's fair. That's a fair trade.
Well, because I was letting them have cold bottled water from the fridge.
Replace
so
it.
Take a bottle and put a bottle.
Take a penny. Give a penny. Take a penny.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And quite a few of my families took me up on it. And of course, my people are so generous. They brought snacks just to leave here for people.
That's great.
Brought boxes of snacks. And it was actually, I hate to say it, but it was kind of lovely. It was very community, like everyone was coming together and asking everybody, what do you need? And, I don't mean nice, like, yay, let's have another hurricane.
No, I know what you meant.
But it was, I don't know, whatever word describes.
You made the most of a bad situation, basically.
We did. And then I think we got power back at home on like Friday. I think.
It's funny because I was thinking you said you got hit Sunday night, and I was in Port Charlotte, so you can see the way it went. It hit my grandmother's house first. It actually missed it, whatever. Went to Port Charlotte, and then it had to go up to Tampa. So we lost our power at probably, I would say, the football game started at 1. It was probably the first quarter, so 1:30ish, quarter to 2, and then you got hit that night. So it took that long to get to you in Tampa.
Yeah, because remember it was slow?
Yeah. Slow and
we'd
steady.
gone to bed.
Wow.
It was, dark and nasty and horrible, like, all day.
Right.
It took us, we were doing last minute batten down the hatches stuff. We have, I don't know what it's called, and someone's going to fact check me when they hear it, but whatever.
My mother will.
They're like not plexiglass, but I don't know, some kind of plasticky type sheets that we put up to cover our windows.
Sure. Insulated, whatever.
Professional. When we bought our new windows, we bought the thing to go with it. So we have like the big screws that go into the house. They made I don't know, there's holes in the plastic sheeting and whatever.
Yeah.
So we had to put all those up and, batten down the hatches pretty much. We have a 2-car garage, but we never park 2 cars in there because we don't have, down here, we don't have attics and basements, right?
Yeah.
Storage. So one side of the garage is like all the stuff. And we had to, you have to get everything that's outside, inside when you're having a hurricane. Yeah. Your patio furniture and your pool toys and all your vehicles. And so I do not know how he did it. My husband has like the most amazing spatial engineering brain. Like that man got every single thing we own, including my SUV, into to be covered. Yeah.
Well, it's years of Tetris, basically.
What's that?
It's years of Tetris. Yes. That's
he still plays it.
That's why you play video games, parents.
Exactly.
For those reasons only.
Exactly. But he did. I don't know. He did it. It was a tight fit.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got out of my SUV when he pulled it in.
The back hatch.
It must have been. And then we have these poles, supports that, so when a hurricane's coming, you close your garage door. And then there are these 2 or 3, I don't remember, supports that go down into these like holes in the ground, basically, into our garage flooring, and locks the whole door so it can't go anywhere. It's a 2-man job. But once that was the last thing we did, and we did that, maybe supper time Sunday. Because once you do that, you're in. we can't go in, we can't go out, we're in. And there was everything that we owned pretty much that was outside is now in my garage. So you can't go anywhere. Like you can't go through the garage and get out, right?
All right.
Full. And I'll be honest with you, when we put that last thing into the ground, I got this feeling of like, I'm trapped. Like it felt very ominous, and I'm trapped. I can't get out. Because, the windows are all blocked with the hurricane stuff. The garage door can't go anywhere. Like, I feel trapped. And we still had power, and I still felt like it was a little anxiety provoking for me.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, do you have anxiety anyways, or did that?
I do.
You do. So, excuse me, that wasn't the first time so you knew what you were feeling, and it wasn't so much claustrophobia, it was anxiety. Is that right? Or
yeah. I've never hid the fact that I have an anxiety disorder and treat a lot of people with anxiety. This was just like a different kind of trigger though, like
Sure.
Not one I had experienced before, and frankly, didn't expect it.
Have you gone through that process before though? Isn't that like a normal? No. Why was this one special?
Because we've only been here 16 years. So that was our only big one. We were here for tropical storms, but we had never battened down the hatches in that manner. We never had a hurricane
Of that
in the time
magnitude?
we were here.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you get, because you've been there 16 years, there's hurricane season every year, so you're obviously getting it.
Yeah,
It's
but
never
not
been that bad. So Irma was
No.
the worst hurricane that you had experienced or was projected to experience in your 60. Okay, so that's the first time you locked them down.
That was the first time we did the garage lockdown part. Yeah.
Okay.
And I truly didn't anticipate it. I really didn't.
The anxiety, you mean.
portion. I didn't anticipate the anxiety portion. But when we put that last one in, and it was like, bam, the last, like, I don't remember, when we put however we bopped the thing into the ground, I was just suddenly like, oh, I like can't get out.
Yeah, right. That's the idea. But it's funny because that must be what it's like in the like Oklahoma where they have all the tornadoes, tornado alley. You go in your little shelter underneath, and it's like, there you are. You better have cans of beans and everything ready because it could be the apocalypse.
Yeah. Yep. It was very real. It made it that act made it very real. And we had there was one little tiny square of floor space in the garage, and we put a big trash bag down and squares of sod. I went and bought he went and bought a couple of squares of sod. Yeah, I didn't do it. It was my idea of it. It was my idea.
You're the brains of the operation.
He put some sod down so the dogs could potty.
Oh, okay.
Because we didn't know how long we were going to be like that.
Right. That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Well, by you thought of it.
I thought of it. Well, it was someone else had said, get a kid's blow up pool and put sod in it and let your dogs potty in that. And I was like, I don't like that idea. What if I just put a trash bag down?
But they have claws, right? Wouldn't they break the pool?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the pool idea. I felt like we could just open up a big black trash bag, and that's what we did.
It worked. Hey, whatever worked.
Like,
good for you.
That's a better idea.
Yeah, definitely. That's
because
great.
my dogs are used to pottying on grass. That's why. So I was like, well, I don't know if they're going to potty on anything that isn't grass. And like, oh, by the way, we're not going outside. How are my dogs going to go potty?
That's very smart on your part. You don't want to find out the hard way that they will just go wherever they are.
Yeah, right?
And it's funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but how do you tell a dog that you've taught to never, ever potty in the house, right? Now you're like, well, because it's a hurricane.
Yes, this is an exception, puppy. Go for it.
They're not going to, right?
No.
My dogs are very highly trained. Like, they're not going to do it. So then what? They're going to hold it the entire time.
Right, until they explode. Now, we had talked after Irma a little bit, and you never mentioned that. That's an interesting story about how that affected you.
It really did. It really did affect me. And I definitely felt the effects longer than just, that night kind of thing.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was very triggering of something.
Let me ask you, how long did you had power? You didn't have power until probably, let's just say Friday for the heck of it.
I think it was Friday.
When did you, can you unlock them without power?
Yes. So it's all manual.
So when did you unlock them?
Like Monday morning at like 10 o'clock.
So when it subsided, when it was, okay, so you did. But
when the wind was all gone and the imminent danger was gone, I was like, oh my God, get them off. Hurry up.
Wow. Did you ever think about what it was? I mean, we don't have to get into it, but did you ever think about what triggered it or what it triggered?
No, I just think it was just,
the idea.
The idea of like, I'm stuck in here now. Like I don't know.
Have you ever gone to CAT scan?
Yes, I'm fine. Actually, I've had many. I just recently had brain MRIs. I'm okay in there.
Wow. See, that's amazing, because you would think that you'd be the opposite. Because you can move around the house, but in a CAT scan, you move. They're like, all right, we're going to start over again.
Yeah, because I'm not actually claustrophobic. I'm not claustrophobic. But for some reason, with the windows were dark, right? Like I can't see out the windows, right?
Right.
And I can't go, like, I don't know. It was just very bizarre.
You can't leave. You can't leave.
I can't leave.
You're literally for your sake, your perspective, you were trapped in there. You weren't just locked in there for your safety. You were trapped.
Yes, I cannot leave. That's what it was triggering. I cannot leave. I am stuck here. It was bizarre, but yeah, we hustled in the morning to get everything open.
But I want to ask you this, but I don't know if you don't want to say anything. But
good.
You said it lasted a long time. Like it lasted longer than just, once you open it, you take a breath of fresh air outside. You think you'd be over because it's over, but you weren't. What?
Yeah, it was just kind of like like Eeyore has the cloud above him.
Yes.
It was kind of like Eeyore cloud.
All roads lead to Winnie the Pooh, don't they?
I mean, they do. It kind of was just that heavy feeling. Like I kind of had that. I mean, I felt immediately wonderful once we got the supports off the garage door, opened the garage door, got all the things off the windows.
Yeah.
Immediately was like, and I was like outside, right?
Yeah.
But I had this like weird, like dark cloud. I don't know.
So it lingered. The anxiety lingered.
Yeah.
Is it over now? I mean, how long has it been since Irma? Has it been? I have no concept of time.
So what was Irma?
Couple months ago. What was it?
So was Irma 17 or 16? Fact check.
Yeah, I know it was September. I know that.
We know it was September. Let's see. Irma, Hurricane Irma, 17.
So it was literally only a little over 3 years ago. Okay.
Yep.
How long?
6 months. It was that was part of the problem. It was only 6 months after my neck surgery. And so my husband had to do all of the prep stuff by himself.
Wow. How would that affect your? Did you feel trapped because you couldn't do anything?
Well, I was just noting it.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't lift anything. He had to do like all the prep stuff.
Oh.
And then he had to do take the stuff down. So it felt like hours and hours and hours for him to get everything down, even though it wasn't.
Just felt like it, yeah.
It felt like it.
Do you ever have flashbacks like of the anxiety, not of the incident or the hurricane itself, but that feeling? Do you ever get that again on random times?
Actually, not that long ago, I was in the garage looking for something, and I saw where we keep those supports, and I kind of did get a little like, oof, glad I didn't need that this year. Ooh. Kind of got a little like, ooh, that feeling of like, oof, cold shiver up your spine kind of thing.
Sure. No, so your hurricane season wasn't that bad this year, correct? But there were more of them, weren't there? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, we had a lot of named storms. We had one tropical storm in October, and I can't say the name of it. It was that one that had a weird name that I kept saying wrong. And, or maybe not. Maybe that was a different one. Anyway,
No fact check.
My kid got, this drove me nuts. So the tropical storm that came in, they ended up, so my kid starts school at 7:25 and he gets out at 1:30, 1:29.
What?
1:29.
Seriously, 129?
1:29. And on the same property as his high school is a middle school. But the middle school starts at 9:40. And I don't know what time they go to. 4, whatever.
03.
Whatever it is. I think it's like 4:20, whatever.
6.
And so my kid's at school and it's like 5 of 9 or 10 of 9. And we get all these alerts start coming in, emails and phone calls and texts from, whatever, that they're going to early dismiss at, must have been 10 o'clock. And so my husband was like, I think you better go now because you're going to get stuck in the pickup. You're going to be part pickup line for the high schoolers and part drop off for the middle schoolers because none of them got any notices because they're all already on their way to school, the middle schoolers.
Oh.
It was a shit show.
It sounds it.
It was a shit show.
So did the people coming in, did they have to just turn around and leave again? Because they had no notice, right?
Well, they ended up having the early dismissal for the middle schoolers not till 12. It was the most bizarre thing
That is
on
bizarre.
the planet. And he ended up not having school. They called school off the next day.
Really?
Yep. It was so stupid. And you know what the next day was like?
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. But you never know, though. If you don't call it off, then it happens. You're an idiot. You really can't
But it
win.
was just a tropical storm. It wasn't even like going to be a bad thing.
Just a shower, big deal.
But we did, for some reason, we both kind of got wiggy on that one. And we did decide to bring in anything that was outside in case the wind got bad. We didn't batten down the hatches, but we did bring in all the furniture from outside inside.
That's always a good idea anyways.
Delta. It was Delta.
You're thinking about the name.
No, I just looked it up. Because it was driving me nuts.
Are you saying Delta like the airlines or was there?
Yeah. Delta like the airline.
Well, but that's October. What time? When does? Yeah, you only got to D by October. I thought you'd be into like the.
No, that was they went around to the Greek.
They
went all the way around.
Sheesh. Oh, Delta. Yes, I'm sorry. You're right.
We went all the way through, and then they were doing the Greek alphabet.
What do they use for Z?
I think it was Zeta.
Zeta.
I think so.
Zeta Sultanfuss?
Zeta, I believe it was. No.
My girl, Veda. Don't fact check me. I know the real name.
It wasn't bad this year, even though we had all the. I mean, for us, sorry to people that it was bad. I'm sorry.
Sorry, suckers.
Sorry. Locally wasn't bad for us.
Well, that's good.
It was very good that it wasn't bad for us.
yeah, right. Who got hit the worst down there this year?
I don't know. Well, I mean, it wasn't. We weren't bad off.
Because you don't get affected. Not all parts of Florida get affected by every hurricane.
No. Nope. But where we were okay.
That's good. That's the goal.
Yeah. But that was always annoying when they cancel school, and
Why you have no you don't have any snow days to deal with.
I know we get hurricane days.
I guess. All I know is I know people who have walked to school uphill both ways in the snow with no shoes. So Realistically,
With a potato in your pocket.
with the where did that come from? I've never heard that one.
Oh, that's what my grandfather used to say.
Well,
Because that was your lunch.
Oh, it's a potato. Eat up, kid.
You never heard that one?
No, I really haven't. I like it.
That's what my grandfather used to say.
I'm going to add it to the repertoire. I do. I like that a lot.
No, potato. Potato in your pocket.
Yeah. No, I said I'm going to add it. I like it a lot. What?
Oh, I thought you said banana. Sorry.
No, it's not a banana in my pocket. I'm just happy to see you.
It's a potato.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, so we're just going to stay home for the holidays. I'm taking some time off from stabbing.
Are you really? Is you have to use up all your vacation time by the end of the year? Is that what that is?
No, I own the place. I am taking Wednesday through Sunday off.
Do you do that every year, or is this year different?
Well, remember, I usually travel.
Oh, yeah, of course. So you do take time off during these times. Okay, that's... See, I told you I forget things. You told me that like an hour ago. I don't remember that.
I know. What's up, dude?
Well, that's good. So how come it's only 2 days. Well, actually, it's smart because it's only really 2 days off. Wednesday and Thursday, right? Because you wouldn't be open Friday.
I'm not open, and I'm taking Saturday off.
So the whole place is closed until Monday, or someone else? Okay. So you
No, it's just me here.
See, I thought you had
me and the dog.
I thought you had a staff, or at least someone else.
No, me and the dog.
Well, the dog can stab people, right? I mean, he's got the claws. Just
She's a lover, not a fighter.
I like when you put pictures of her on Facebook.
You've seen pictures of her, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I have the 3 dogs, and sometimes they're all here, but she's my service dog, so she's always with me.
Mm-hmm. And what's her name again?
Paisley.
I like it. Yeah, you sent me after we last talked. You showed me a picture of all 3 with their names. I happen to forget the name, but that was for anyone else who sees the pictures and doesn't know.
Yep, Paisley. And her service dog best is a American flag.
That's awesome. Now, we talked about Paisley a little bit the last time. I just want to touch upon it. How is she with other people?
She's good.
Like other people can other people approach her? Do they need permission? How does that work?
So here in the office, because I own the place and I've set this place up specifically for my needs.
Sure, wouldn't you?
She's usually just a therapy dog. So she's trained to be she's a therapy trained dog, and then she went on to like grad school and became a service dog, right? So it's a very different situation than most people with service dogs. I'm not normal, right? So I do everything different. And so we hired a private company to train her to be my service dog specific for my needs after she had already been a therapy dog here at my office. So all 3 of my dogs are therapy trained. So they went through very strict training from obedience all the way through to therapy, which was a pretty long period of time.
How long does it take to do that?
Was about 18 months, I think, maybe close to 2 years. No, about 18 months. And then she did separate training. And so all my dogs are actually trained to work with different populations here at the office. So they truly are trained to work with my patients. So they all love my patients. They behave very well here. Now, with Paisley being a service dog, for the most part, she doesn't need to task for me here at work because what she does for me is more so help with. She's a PTSD dog. That's why I have a service dog is for PTSD. And so for the most part, she's not wearing her vest here. It's when we're out in public most of the time. She tasks for me if I have a panic attack. she tasks even if she's not wearing her vest. So even if I'm here or I'm at home, she still tasks without having her vest on.
No, when you say tasks, like she fixes you a sandwich, what are we talking about?
What she was trained for.
Okay.
So one of her main jobs is to try to halt me from actually having a panic attack. So to recognize it's coming and try to stop it.
How does she do that?
So she uses pressure. They train the dogs to like press up against you. So she tries to get me to sit down on the floor because she's, small dog. And then presses up against my chest. I can send you a picture, actually. We have a couple of pictures of her in real life, not during training, but in real life doing it.
Oh, wow.
Actually, and then if for some reason she can't stop it, she stays with me during it.
She's trained to see that you're about to have a panic attack. So you're showing signs, I'm going to panic. Is that like when a dog knows you're sick?
Yes.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Of course you do.
Yep. So when you start going into panic and having anxiety, you give off different like biochemicals, right? And your respiration changes. So that's when she's gonna start doing her thing.
Has she ever missed one?
No.
Obviously not on purpose, but like she's always near you so that she can detect that.
Yeah, she pretty much is always, no matter where I am, even at home, here right now. I moved from one room to the other because my phone was dying and I had to plug in, and she was right at my heels. And now she's laying at my feet.
Oh, that's awesome. So she's always on duty, unless you're sleeping.
I mean, she's on duty when I'm sleeping too.
Oh, especially, right? Probably.
Right, if I have nightmares.
Wow.
And then when we're out in public, her main job is crowd control, i.e. make sure people can't stand too close behind me.
Oh, all right. I thought they had the wands like you're waving in a plane. Listen, everyone to the left, use the left.
That's pretty much. She puts space between me and other people. And of course, same thing, if I'm going to start having anxiety. She halts it. She's pretty amazing.
It sounds it. How often do you, if you don't mind me asking, how often average do you get a panic attack? Like, are they frequent? Are they infrequent? It must depend on certain things, but do you average like one a month?
It does. It really,
2 a year? What, is there a number?
No, way more than that.
Okay.
I mean, yesterday was my last one.
Is that right?
Before that.
Okay, what happened yesterday?
Yeah.
Can you talk about it or no?
Yesterday, I don't know what the trigger was.
Okay,
actually.
But you had one for whatever reason, and Paisley was there to calm you down.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Actually, she halted yesterday.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, for the most part, she can halt them. Because, she's always around me.
Is she getting a Christmas bonus?
No, she just gets toys.
She gets Christmas bonuses all year.
That's right. She gets kisses.
That's right. She doesn't need a bonus.
Kisses and booty rubs. That's how she gets
rubs. Paid. You should teach the dog to give you booty rubs. See, that's again, you got to work that system.
That's a whole other thing. I'm not going there. No, she's amazing, and our trainer was amazing. Is amazing. We're going to be in January doing some more training with him. Real cool guy, smart. And, I'm so glad I did it. I actually really wish I would have done it years ago when my therapist started talking about it. I wish I would have done it then.
So were you against it, or you just didn't know? What took you so long to make that decision?
It was more kind of like, well, I don't think I really need that. Like, other people need that. I don't think I need that.
So was it a type of denial, or did you legit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was just, I think it was denial.
No, it's okay. You're not the only one.
And, you know, there's such a stigma to anxiety. And then there's a stigma of having a, service dog. I mean, people are jerks out in the real world. Even, I mean, the kids are all good, but, you have a dog, it says service dog, right? And adults are like, oh, let me pet your dog. And you're like, no, please, she's a service dog. Like, don't. And they like yell bitch at me and like, what the hell's wrong with you? And you look fine. Why do you need a service dog?
Yeah.
Like, and, there's a whole component to it that there's just a lot. There's a lot with it. And she is cute. I mean, holy crap. I mean, I don't blame people for wanting to touch her. She's the cutest thing on the planet. But, it's a service dog. Leave her alone. And I don't need to tell you what's wrong with me.
True. Now, but you do know people have abused it, though.
Absolutely.
Not saying you, but there is that other side of the coin that makes people, and I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying
yes,
there are people that will do that.
Yeah. And because of that reason, it's definitely made it such that, people are like, well, you don't look like. Right.
You have to look a certain way to need a therapy dog.
Right.
Well, that's the shame of it all, but your community knows. That's all that matters, I guess.
Yeah.
Now the other two dogs? You said they're trained as well, not as much as, or to do as much as Paisley. But what do they do for you? Or
they don't.
They don't.
They don't work. They work with my patients.
Oh, okay. They're your patient. Okay. What do they? Do they juggle? What do they do? They're on the payroll, right? They're working.
No. So Brady is the oldest, and he's our big goofy dude, and he loves playing with toys. Rough and tumble guy. So he mostly works with any of my patients that have ADD or soldiers coming back with some stuff. And I will actually do their intake with them playing fetch and back and forth and playing with Brady. So that meaning they don't have to just sit there in a room, in a chair with me asking questions. They can be moving around, doing stuff instead of feeling like,
On
pressure.
24-hour on call, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Are you one of the only places that has dogs like that? Or because you're not just acupuncture, you're other things as well, correct?
Correct. I don't know any of my other colleagues that have actually trained therapy dogs that work with the patients. I do know some colleagues that call their pet an office dog, which, as you can probably imagine, I have a lot of things to say about that.
I'm sure you do.
But no, I don't know anybody else that actually incorporates dogs as part of their actual practice.
And you get people that come in just for that reason. Is that true?
Well, I mean, I think they like the services they're getting from me, but
of course.
They will definitely make it known that they're disappointed if one of the dogs isn't here that they want.
No, but what I meant was if I'm looking for a place to go and I have this guy down the street who just does whatever, but you have dogs, that's a selling point. That's what I meant. I don't mean that they like the dogs more than you.
I don't actually advertise them.
You don't. So it's just like it's like a bonus. It's like gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's gravy.
But you get word of mouth, though, I'm sure.
Yes. Yep.
That's nice. It's always nice.
Yeah, and my landlord owns our building, and we have a bunch of buildings in this office park, and in our building it's just him and I, and he's separate office on the other side, and he loves dogs. He's got 2 dogs. He lives right up the street. He loves my dogs. Comes in most mornings to say hello.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's great. It's awesome.
That's awesome. That's great. I mean, it's I don't know. I've seen service dogs, and I've always been hesitant to. I mean, unlike the other people, just like, hey, dog. I mean, I don't know how to act around a service dog because I don't want to. It's right.
Like, so, yeah, with a service dog. So with Paisley, if she's got her vest on, you ignore her. You just need to act like she's not there. And if you're interacting with the person, you just look at the person and talk to the person like the dog ain't there.
It's interesting.
Now, my other two are actually therapy dogs who work with the patients. So you just be playing with the dog.
It's a fair point. I remember going to a Rhode Island Comic-Con last year, and they had, I guess, bomb sniffing dogs.
Oh yeah.
And people would try to pet, and they're like, "No, don't. You do not touch these dogs. They would."
Well, that's like the TSA dogs.
Yeah.
Don't touch them.
Right, and that's why it doesn't freak me out. I don't mean like that. I just mean like you just never know because you want to be friendly with, and the dog's looking at you. so it's funny because you're basically saying to be rude to the dog. I know you're not saying that, but that's what you're doing. You're ignoring the dog, and you just don't want to.
You have to ignore them.
No, I know, but your instinct is not to.
Oh, absolutely. When we're at the airport and we have TSA dogs all over TIA. My husband's always like, just don't look at the dog, honey. Just don't. Because I'm always like, oh, I want to cuddle that one.
See, the roles are reversed.
Nope, you cannot. I'm like, I know. It's like restraining myself. Don't look at the dog because it's not there.
It's so bizarre because that's not what nature is about. It's mutual. The dog wants to run to you sometimes, and you want to run to the dog.
Yeah. The only place that Paisley, the service dog, acts a little like she shouldn't is, believe it or not, at the little postal annex place that I do all my mailing from.
Is that right?
She loves the owner. And I was just there Thursday.
So what does she do?
And, well, she starts wagging her tail and looking for him and looking up at him.
Wow.
She's not supposed to do that. She's like legit not supposed to do that.
What does this guy have that drives her wild?
I don't know. He's just a super sweet guy. And I don't know. His place always smells nice. He's always got incense burning. And I don't know what it is. But she's like, as soon as we pull into the parking lot, she starts whining.
She knows.
Yeah. And as soon as so normally, very trained, she walks by my side on my left side, like a little space slightly behind me, the way she's supposed to normally, all the time, anywhere we go, dentist, bank, like always on duty with her vest. As soon as we park in front of his place and go to walk in, she like bolts in front of me. I'm like, no.
She's off duty. She's on break. That's what she's doing. I'm taking my 15. I'll see you later.
She's like, it's Mr. Rishi. I gotta go see him.
That's fantastic.
And he's like, okay, I'm not supposed to touch her. I'm not supposed to look at her. And she's like whining to him.
The forbidden dog.
So that's the only place that I'm like, oh, Lord, have mercy. You are not supposed to do this.
That's funny, though. I guess everybody has one, right?
And I don't know, like, if should pay more money to fix that or not. It's the only place.
Wait, you could have that fixed?
Yeah.
What? How would they fix it?
Well, the trainer would work with her not to do that.
Wow.
But it's almost really cute because
I was going to say, you must laugh every time it happens. I mean, that's fantastic. You're used to one
kinda,
behavior.
Like, shrink too, because it's like, ugh.
Oh, come on.
Like, you're so trained. We spent so much money on your training and you're failing right here.
You could go to another place.
Oh, no. I only give him my business.
That's awesome.
So I don't know if we're fixing that or not. I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, let her, no pun intended. Let her have her fun. How long are you there? For 10 minutes a shot?
It's the cutest thing on the planet, actually. I hate to say I smile inside and outside, but I do.
I'll edit that out. Don't worry about it.
Don't tell anybody.
No one will know. That's great. That's great. So Sharon, unlike last time, we have anything? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have anything else? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, so we're hitting that number again, like we did
Yes,
the last
yes,
time.
and then we end up going another half an hour. So let me. Is there anything you want to promote? I know your business, but is there? You feel free to promote anything you want.
No, I'm not big on promoting.
I do.
And we're gonna air after the holidays, right? So
The 35th,
the New
yes.
Year,
35th.
the 35th. Wait, so oh my gosh, I'll be following the infamous.
Yes, my mother's being taped tomorrow and released technically tomorrow night, but for a Monday release.
I can't wait. I'm dying.
I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But
He's so cute.
if this doesn't work out, if something happens, then you're going tomorrow, Monday.
Oh, goodness gracious.
so
then I should say happy holidays.
Yes, you can say that anyways.
Kwanzaa, all the things.
People could be listening to this before Easter, and you're just saying happy holiday. There you go.
Before Easter.
You never know. April's coming up.
Well, as my usual though.
Yeah.
As my usual, not a promotion for my business, but a promotion for humanity.
Let's hear it.
Reach out to your people if you know they struggle with anything. Remember, don't stop at fine, which means when you text or you call a friend and you ask how they are and they say fine, don't stop there. Ask the next question.
Sharon, real quick, Sharon, isn't this what you hated about the last episode, or are you doing it differently?
It is, but I still want to say it.
Okay, fair enough. I'll just be expecting that text later. That's all.
No, I'm not. It's still something I believe in.
No, you're right.
And it's been a tough year for a lot of people. So I'm always a proponent for reaching out. See, I reached out to Mr. Laney's daughter.
That's right. You practice what you preach. That's good. That's good.
Took 7 years.
Babe, that's all right. That's all right. I'm sure she was just as happy as she would have been if it was 2 weeks. Doesn't matter.
Reach out to your people. That's what it comes down to. Reach out to your people.
And
we all know people that struggle. Just pick up the phone. And talking on the phone's become a lost art, right?
Yeah, it's texting, it's everything else but talking for the most part.
But as well as I do, in text, you can lose a lot of, the nuances in a phone call.
Yeah, the tone. Like I can say, "Hey, Sharon, you suck," but you're going to read it like "you suck." It's totally different. It's totally different.
Right. And I don't know. I think it's especially important this year in particular to make phone calls. I've been really making sure I make phone calls this year, rather than just shoot a text or an email.
It is a lost art, almost.
Right?
I want to give you the floor, but I don't know if you're done or not.
I'm good.
I don't want to cut you off. I was just curious. Out of the dead silence, I'm like, I should say something. She should say something. But I
think I was breathing.
Oh, well, that's important. You should probably do that. But is there any? I'm not trying to rush you. I'm just because I know you do have a lot to say to help people. But I didn't know if you wanted to end it now or you want to say something else. Go for it.
No, I think just that, I think I've said before to people, I'm always available. People can always find me on social media if, anything they hear spikes an interest to reach out. People can find me.
You couldn't hide if you wanted to.
You can find me. I've had people show up in my messages that are like, "Hey, did you go to camp in West Yarmouth in 1975?" I'm like, maybe.
I don't remember, but I could have.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well,
the funniest is a lot of the parents of elementary school friends growing up used to call me the little blonde girl. And it was like
the appropriately named little blonde girl.
The little blonde girl. And I don't know why I said that. Sorry. That was weird.
No, it's okay. It reminded me of the Peanuts with the little redhead.
Oh, Oh, wait, what?
Wasn't there a redheaded girl? They called her the red. Like Peppermint Patty was always jealous of the redheaded girl. Do I have that wrong?
Oh, hmm. You're tipping on something, but
yeah, I know. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I believe it was.
Yeah, but hey, yeah. So let's talk about that. What the heck with
Okay.
Peppermint Patty?
Hey, what's the deal?
What's up with Peppermint Patty?
What do you mean?
Why does Marcy call her
Sir? Yeah. I don't know. Schultz was ahead of his time, I guess. I don't know.
What was up with that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I thought Peppermint Patty was liked women, but she went after Charlie Brown, didn't she?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Marcy's got the problem, not Peppermint Patty.
I need to know why she calls her sir.
Respect? I don't know. I don't know.
It's weird.
It is. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But there are
And
words.
none of us in my house can ever figure it out. Okay, and here's one more thing. You ready?
Sure.
What was wrong with the doll on the Island of Misfit Toys?
Hey.
They never said.
Are you training for your new act? Is that what this is?
No.
What's with the dolls? Who are these people?
They never said what was wrong with the doll.
There was a planned sequel that didn't work out.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
All the other ones, they said what was wrong with them.
It's a valid point. Time for a letter. You need to write a letter. No letters. You call. We're in the calling season. You don't write a letter. I don't know. You can find somebody. You've worked the phone during this interview. You can definitely this podcast. You can figure out who to call. But that's a good question.
I love you, George.
That's a good question. Love you too, Sharon. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. Stay on the phone for 1 second, okay?